Welcome back to our social hour on K24. It's all about youth radicalization, or if you will, some call it homegrown terrorism. It's actually happening, and in the wake of a pandemic, young minds are being recruited to join extremist groups. Earlier on, we did share the story of one lady who, by the way, was promised a job that turned into being caught up with one of these groups that, of course, are using young minds to do what you would call evil, or some would actually put it as violent acts. And as we continue to discuss this particular topic, we want to know how you think we can keep our youth safe from joining or being lured in by some of these extremist groups. That's our question of the day to you, and if we can have that up, you can read that for yourself. How can we protect young people from being lured into extremist groups? As simple as that, at K24 TV is how you can reach us. And of course, our WhatsApp number is also at the bottom of the screen. If you'd like to call in, we'd love to hear your voice. I'm still in studio with Kevin Wigwa, who is the project manager at Epuka Ugaidi, as well as Dr. Beatrice Nzo, who is a chartered mediator from the Peer-to-Peer Mediators Club in Kenya. And last but not least, Sheikh Ramadan Wangi joins us as the Imam from Park Road Mosque as well to help us dissect some of these issues. Now, let me just share something with you. There was one Hassan Sheikh, a cleric in the northeastern town of Garissa, who spoke to the new humanitarian publication and said that extremist groups have taken control of many mosques and Islamic schools, set up orphanages as well, and employed teachers and imams for this. I don't know, Sheikh Ramadan, if you do agree that there are specific areas in this country that really need to speak more about what's happening. Which areas are of concern to you?
That one, first, they can't accept that most mosques, they are training grounds for these malicious groups.
Yeah.
That one, I'm in the mosque, I think for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
But in my mosque, it's peaceful. We never, maybe there's other mosques which I don't know.
Yeah.
But the main thing for mosque, mosque first, it's not a house for anyone.
Right.
It's for Almighty. And the mosque, it's a place for worship. And anything we should be doing in the mosque must be according to the teachings from who? To the Almighty Creator.
Right.
Understand? Maybe there are certain people in their way because of their poverty, because poverty can lead somebody to do bad things. Maybe you know what you know, but you promised something, you've been promised heaven, and you don't know you have been brainwashed. Maybe you can change at yourself. But according my opinion, the mosque, it's a place which should lead to stop these radicalization things, mosques and churches, especially mosques. Why I'm saying mosques? Because most of these youth, majority of them, really they are Muslims.
Yeah.
And I like to clarify and to tell our viewers that if you hear a lot of Muslims doing something, that one doesn't mean that it's the teachings of Islam. I need to tell you example of one thing.
Yeah.
Example teachings of Islam, chewing khat or mera, it's not allowed.
Yeah.
It's among the unlawful things, unlawful activities to do. But majority of mera chewers, they are Muslims. If you want to learn Islam, to know Islam, don't look at the Muslims. Look at the holy books. Look at the authentic scholars.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
Why I'm telling this? Because we see a lot. You'll find there is caliber. Most of these youth, they are Muslims. This is the teachings of the mosque.
Right.
Some madrasas, they have been closed because of these things. And as Muslims, we are the frontliners to tackle these things.
Right.
Because I'm telling you, according to the teachings of Islam,
right,
the law of Islam, somebody who killed somebody innocently is supposed even to be killed. That according to our teachings. I didn't say somebody to kill. In Kenya, we have our law. Understand?
Right.
But according the law of Islam, how serious it is. So you can come and say that Muslims, they have been allowed to kill somebody, maybe suicide bomber.
Right.
You go there in the mall, you kill innocent kids. You say this, they are not Muslims. Even about human rights, Islam looks even the rights of an animal. You want to slaughter an animal, you are not supposed to torture it.
Yes.
If an animal is like that, what about human being?
Well, yeah, okay. So you've brought up a very good point there, Sheikh Ramadan, that we need to clarify what is authentic teaching versus what we are seeing, because that is not what the Holy Book preaches on. And there are these misconceptions that people have and generalizing, right? And saying, okay, those are the teachings of Islam. But I like the fact that Doris also brought up something, Kevin, that it's not just Muslim faithfuls who are targets.
Yeah. It's true. If you look at the things that affect the youth, for instance, like if you are to come up with a personality of the Kenyan youth, let's say ages between 13 and 24. This is a person who likes music, they like having fun, they like being in social circles, and well, they're curious. Yeah. Right?
They're curious.
Yes, they're curious. So this curiosity sometimes might be the gateway.
Yes.
Yeah, that's how these recruiters use to radicalize the youth. And if you look at the stages, someone asked or talked about the stages of radicalization. Yeah. Most of them start as moderates, like me and you, law-abiding citizens, Vizuri, you know. Then somebody comes with some teachings. Yeah. It could be some gangsters in Eastlands. Yeah. So somebody tries and convinces you to join the group for some economic reason, or you know, somewhere you'll find acceptance, somewhere where you'll have fun. And you know, things like weapons and guns that would excite the youth. Yeah. Anything, let's say, of sexual matter. You know, you don't have to look far to mind map the Kenyan youth and to see where. Yeah. Look at the music they're listening to. Yeah. Music that glorifies violence and
drugs,
you know, and immorality, let's say, and drugs. You know, so there is a problem therein. So how do you come in? You know, as parents, ama sisi watu wazee, usually look at the youth na ile aya kuwakashifu. You know, msifanye. No one tells them this is what you should be doing instead. Yeah. So if we put efforts in guiding them into how they can use their energies best, that way you'll be able to counter and curtail.
Let's hear from Jane on the line, who is calling in from Kiambu, I understand. Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, it is John, not Jane. Apologies for that. Hi, John. Thank you for calling in.
And I'm calling from Kiambu.
Okay.
First of all, I'm very happy for the debate. And I'm calling because I'm concerned about what is happening in our country.
Yeah.
I'm calling from Kiambu. Initially, we used to believe that terrorism was the work of Muslims and people from northern Kenya. Yeah. But if you remember, for the last attack for the Dusit 2, you saw the perpetrators coming from our area. I'm talking about Kiambu. Yeah. And now I'm very happy to see what that young man is doing and something he's talking about.
Right.
Now, I have a question for Sheikh. One, he's talking about what Islam believes and what mosques are all about. Yeah. But now I would want to know from him what are the initiatives that he himself and plus his mosque that he runs are doing to make sure that they curb this radicalization of the youth. Yeah. And the other thing, I like his name. He's called Mwangi. At least he can speak with all due respect to ethnic affiliation. Yeah. He can speak and people can hear that everyone can be a Muslim because not for people from northern Kenya. The same as terrorism. Now, what are the programs that he and his mosque runs on the same? Right. Then the other question would be to Daktari. She, as a mother, she's a professional. She's a professional. And what does she think there are roles that women are supposed to play in fighting radicalization or making sure that the children that they bring up do not end up being radicalized into these groups? All right. You know, without putting all the blame to the government, do we think that there are roles, some of the roles that the society in general have in this fight against terrorism? That's all.
Thank you so much, John. And of course, I'll give my panelists a chance to answer that in a moment. So, Sheikh, please put a note on that, because we'll be talking about some of the initiatives that you're doing at the mosque. And of course, as a role in terms of as a community, as family, what we can do. And he has put a challenge to women. As you're raising your children, how can we, of course, curb radicalization? But there's something I want us to tackle before we get to that, and that is xenophobia that's currently emerging and is a result of what we are seeing. Now, from reports like those indicated in the new humanitarian publication, ethnic Somalis, for example, both Kenyan and foreign nationals, have said that they experienced xenophobia and lived in constant fear of arrest. So getting back to you, Sheikh, and obviously what we are talking about, this generalization that people have, that all terrorist or extremist groups must be emerging from the Somali community or Islamic community, is something that we need to talk about, because look at what it's doing on the ground. People are now saying that they live in fear. Our Somali community, who are Kenyans, they belong to us, we are one, are living in fear.
Okay. The main thing here in this caliber, it's for the government to tackle and to know all these things, because these things it's from specific people.
Yeah.
It's from specific people. And when you look at those people who are doing, we can't say this is Somali of Somalia, this is Somali of what, but meaning, I'm giving an example here in Kenya, It's a good example in Kenya. We know a story about Mungiki.
Yeah.
Mungiki was from our place, Central. In fact, the man from Kiambu, I'm from Murang'a. That's my place. I work just here in Nairobi. I'm from Murang'a County. Most Mungiki were Kikuyus.
Yeah.
But we can't say all the Kikuyus, they are Mungikis. All the Kikuyus, they are notorious gangs. We can't say that. It's the same with this, because most of these Mungikis, they were Kikuyu, and you see, there is different. There is some like Gaza, we have told, there is Sungu Sungu. All these things from different youth groups, from specific tribes. But for us, how to tackle these things, we should, first thing is the mosque to preach the peace.
Yeah.
Understand? Another thing is to create employment for these young boys. Who are doing things, young boys and girls. I think we are together.
Yeah.
Another thing, it's counseling. We have people like our madam here. It's her field. Most people who they have been brainwashed, they don't see anything.
Right.
Because I've told you, it's paradise you see in front of you. So he or she can't accept anything else. So it's for us, religious groups, psychologists, at least to sit down with these people and talk to them and guide them and to tell them what you are doing, it's not good. You know, the main question you ask yourself, what you are doing, imagine it's somebody doing for your mom. Somebody is doing for your dad. Somebody is doing for your brother.
Yeah.
How will you feel? If you feel bad, somebody is doing because of your family, then somebody who you are attacking, you want to kill, you want to torture, is somebody's mom, is somebody's dad, is somebody's brother. Understand? And these things, mostly it affects even us. I'm telling you because, example, I go somewhere with my wife, is niqabis. Niqab is they call it ninja. Either they are entering more like that, but you come with your kanzu, even security will stand alert. I think this guy is a terrorist because he's a Muslim.
Wow.
So it's affected us a lot. Not even Somalia or what, even us. You go somewhere, you see people, and you are watu wa mabomu. When I go with kanzu from here to my place, Murang'a, some people even they fear to sit. They are saying this is the, I will say in my language, Ishi nesho imodo ire shia bomb. Yes, they say that.
Okay.
These are the people of bomb.
All right. So
it affects us a lot.
No, it really does. And on a serious note, honestly, how can we, create this cohesion in our communities, Dr. Beatrice, even you being a mediator, what needs to happen? And how do we, more or less spark these conversations, so that we can understand each other and stop this what I'm calling generalization.
Sure thing. We need not to generalize this issue because it is real. It is with us. It cannot be said it is on an individual person or an individual community. This is a problem that is within the spread of the country.
Right.
And as a community, we have a responsibility to take care of the offsprings that we are bringing up. And that's why the person who asks about the mother, the feeling of a mother, when the children are going into those groups, it pains. It's very painful that the child you brought up thinking, having a lot of good hope, does not end up the way you wanted.
Right.
And I want to say that as a family, the men, the women, we all need to take charge of bringing up our children. We realize the age what we are addressing, age 13, 18. This is the time when the boys and the girls want to look for identity. This is the time when they want to have a sense of belonging.
Right.
As a family, are we providing that?
That's true.
Are we identifying them and really picking their talents and supporting them to go ahead on them? Because when we ignore that, then they will look for identity outside.
It's true.
And that is where they are being promised. If you come, we will support you. We will give you that. So as a family to start with, because that is the initial thought where we need to take care of the children.
And you see, I did bring that up earlier on, and I said it might not even necessarily be an economic thing. It could be a sense of identity that someone is actually trying to find. And so Kevin brought up a very good point that don't look at it as such an elaborate plan when you talk about terrorism. Like you could find a small gang in the middle of the neighborhood who are just terrorizing people right there. It doesn't have to be people with bombs. But then you saw what happened the other day, even on social media. There were gangs with, you know, guns and money, and actually opened a Facebook page.
That's true.
And were terrorizing people in Nairobi. Let's take a look at your feedback very quickly, and then, of course, get back to our discussion. Kenya has nothing to offer for the youth. Unless you have a rich parent, you'll suffer as a youth trying to get a breakthrough. Let me use myself as an example. I had to defer my studies at second year to try look for a job to help finance my studies. Up to the day, I haven't been able to make enough to finance me this coming academic year. What then will make me not join these groups? Even joining military is impossible for a common mwananchi. So what will take youth who has passion for military works to do? Kenya is just messed up. Wow. All right. You can see the frustration. They didn't leave their name, but you can see the frustration. Again, Kevin, and let's talk about, if I can use the word, rehabilitate. How do you convince someone to step out of a life that they know and is working for them? Yes, we know that we are being violent. Yes, we know that we are doing hurtful things. But it's all I know. It's where the money comes from. How do you, as an organization, go about talking to young people to tell them, okay, this is not the way to go?
Well, there's really, if you look at the stages that I mentioned earlier of radicalization, I didn't finish. They start from moderate to radical, then extremist, then violent extremist, then like full-blown terrorist. So by the time you're getting violent, I can say you've like crossed the mark. It's you and the government, because you've picked up weapons. But when you're a radical, coming downwards to the extremists, the people who are just mad about and have deep-rooted anger and and bitterness towards society or parents or anything of authority. So we try and convince them to find alternative means of expression. There are those who create films to show the frustration of the youth. So that way you give them or music production. You give them a channel to air their views and probably speak to other people who might resonate with them. So you know, with the competitions we organize, we haven't reached everyone, and we can't reach everyone. But what we can within our sphere, we have been able to engage them in activities.
Have you seen a change in people?
We have seen a big change. There's a young man who, like, just same as the person who commented earlier, dropped out of school because of lack of money. They picked up a music career. That they had since high school. So they won a competition last. His name is Ted. And right now, he has a studio of his own from the money he won from last year's competition. So he's been able to get artists, to sign up artists, and let's say...
And he's providing now employment for other people.
Yeah, okay. And then if you look at this group, they don't really after money.
Yes.
They're after identity, especially for high schoolers.
Right.
Unaishi kwa mzazi bado. Una expenses mingi. Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah, so,
okay. Sheikh, over to you. The question was, what are the initiatives that you and, of course, the team over at Park Road Mosque, for example, are doing to help the youth, stay away?
Yeah. In our mosque, we have a lot of programs for the youth. Example, we have some lectures for them.
Yeah.
We have, we do some campings for them. Form 4 leavers after Form 4. And after 1 week or 2 weeks, we have gathering together after we pray together. And then we talk each other.
Yeah.
Youths with imam and some wazis of the mosque. We talk with the kids. Is there any problem? Anything you want? Anything disturbs you? Because even our main tackle with the kids is not about this radicalization. There is many things there. Gangsters, many kids nowadays, class 8, they're starting to steal very early.
Yeah.
And they are certain they do these gambling things from morning to evening. So we suspect any youth who is doing such things, we talk to him directly. We can't. Maybe we call somebody, maybe they are parents.
Yeah.
And we collaborate with the administration. Anyone we suspect something, we have chief number there or assistant chief of the place.
Yeah.
We communicate. We say we suspect this boy like this. We try to talk to him like that. And any activity of the mosque.
Yeah.
There is worker for the mosque, maybe clean like that, but there are certain time we do general cleaning with the youths of the place. Some weekends, we take them for football games. We go camping somewhere with them.
Yeah.
At least we are with them together. We see somebody is not in the mosque. We see somebody we don't see him. At least we follow up. Where is he? What is the main problem? That's why you see where I am in my mosque. It's very rare. Allah knows, God knows more, because us, we just try our best, but everything, it's control of the God. We can't get many kids with all these things.
Right.
If somebody we suspect something like that, we have to follow up, we have to cancel, we have to talk to him.
Okay. All right, Sheikh, let me stop you there because I do understand we've got a caller on the line. Oh, seems like we lost him. Okay. Please do call us back if you can in the next 5 minutes or so. That's all we really do have. But still sampling your text messages. Let's see what we have on WhatsApp. Tafadhali, we've got Hello Kaitani. It starts from our homes. How do we manage our children and show them what is right for them? It's sometimes important for us to help them right from childhood, grow with these children and see them become successful. The government comes in where we want to expose our children to jobs and jobs are not enough. Sometimes that balance is not there. So probably if a good balance is struck, when we parents make our children innovative and then the government comes up with a program to support the youth, of course, we'll see a change. That's from Chris from Kirinyaga. All right, it seems more than ever we need to focus on some of these life skills, Dr. Beatrice, because this is the core of it all.
Sure thing. In addition to being a mediator, I'm a psychological counselor.
Yeah.
And I know that I've been able to handle some of these youth who had gone out of the way and they are brought to me and we are able to work with them until they realize where they left their way.
Right.
So I would recommend, particularly like now, the schools are not opening until January.
Yeah.
The government should allow counseling of the students, the parents, and also the teachers before they go back to school.
Right.
Because right now the children have had so many free time. Some have engaged themselves into some of these groups. And the fact that they have not been caught doesn't mean they are not there. And the moment they go back to school, they will meet the others.
And
everybody is anxious. Everybody is scared.
Yeah.
And then we are likely to see quite a number of things that we don't want to mention.
Including
but they are not sweet.
Right.
Yeah, they are not sweet things.
Yeah. Okay.
So counseling, I propose, should be really included in the program, in the education program.
Right.
And it should be done by professional counselors, not just every Tom and Dick, because every Tom and Dick will come and give guidance.
Yeah.
Right now, the students need psychological counseling and support.
Okay.
And in addition, as a mediator, a member of peer-to-peer mediation club, we have a program where we want to involve all the students in the schools.
Yeah.
It can't be done today. Rome was not built in one day, but we foresee a time where the peer-to-peer mediation clubs in Kenya will be live in institutions.
Okay.
So that it is easy for issues to be mediated by the youth, by themselves.
Okay.
And since they talk the same language, they will be able to understand and come up with a good solution on what is hurting them.
All right. A good point there, Dr. Beatrice. Kevin and Sheikh, we have literally 2 minutes. I want to split this up. Kevin, I want you to speak to one young person who's watching today on how to say no, how to spot the signs that they are being recruited, whether they know it or not, by the way, because some of these things unastukia tu umeingia,
it's true.
you know. And then Sheikh, I'm going to ask you to have a word for parents who are completely detached from what's going on in their children's lives and are also equally surprised when they find out that their children are doing XYZ and get quite surprised. And they say, how did this happen? I didn't know my child was in a particular group. So Kevin, let me start off with you and then Sheikh can wind up for us.
Okay. Well, this is what I'd say to my fellow youth, especially this age bracket, where there's a lot of chaos in their lives. Ages of 13, when you're entering high school, and up to 24, just after college. Unaweza jipata kwa mashida mingi sana, when you're trying to find your way around. The first things first, know the core of your personality, know yourself. Have some principles, some values. And there's some cardinal vices that you should avoid, like pretty much, especially Muslims and Christians. The Bible and Quran usually talks about pride, wrath, you know, deceit, you know, greed. You know, these are things that would cause you to act in a certain way that you wouldn't be proud of deep down.
That's true.
And some of these things can lead you astray. And especially if a recruiter, because they use that science of radicalization, they can pick up on that. Wewe ni ka pride uko nako. So you like power, come, I'll show you power. I'll put your firearm. You are radicalized in the morning. In the afternoon, you're out there having fun, shooting AK-47s. And it's a thing of power.
It has happened.
It happens. And that way, because they've already engaged you in that thing. They might pick on another vice that you're displaying. It could be greed, it could be
so it's all
immorality.
psychological.
It's all psychological.
Okay.
It actually starts there.
Okay.
Chaos starts in the mind before it actually see it in action.
It starts in the mind before it actually gets... All right. Sheikh, let me engage you now on this particular point of our parents.
Okay.
Yes.
Advice to the parents. We should have time with our kids. How busy we are. Because most of us and most of these youth, it's because their parents, they are very busy with their life. They don't care about the kids. You don't know your boy or your youth or your son, his friends. Peer pressure. Where does he go when he leaves in the morning? We should have time with the kids. We should talk to our kids. Because you don't have time with your kids will have time with somebody else and will not be good the way you are. Maybe they can get the worst people. And in case any parent, you find your son, your daughter is in this mess, it's up to you. At least you try to advise, talk to him, talk to her. You can't. You can talk to the religious people around. The counselors. At least they can talk to him. Don't threaten. Because a lot of these things happening, I'm giving an example. We saw in this media, somebody was there in Somalia and he reformed. He wants to come back here. Here in Kenya, they don't accept him. He said, if you come here, we will kill you. He can't go back. If we go back, they will kill him. So in the middle, he will be that mess. So at least government and parents, we should cooperate. You see your kid is in this mess, try to communicate with the government officials. And you government officials, don't threaten them. Every time we will kill you, we will torture you, we will do something. Talk to them. Some of these boys or some of these youth, because of desperate of their life.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. Well, this actually brings us to the end of the conversation, but I really want to take this moment to thank Kevin Wigwa for joining us and, of course, you know, being able to give us some of the stories that you've actually had on ground. And, you know, these testimonies are quite powerful that are coming even from your organization. Dr. Beatrice Nzo, thank you so much as well for being with us. And Sheikh Ramadan Mwangi, asante sana pia to you. This is also my very good friend. By the way, Sheikh, everybody at Media Max told me to say asante sana for the dates that you sent to us during the holy month of Ramadan. We enjoyed our Eid with you. We appreciate you, asante sana. All right, so that has been our conversation today. Of course, if you did learn something, found it very useful, why don't you let us know through our social media platforms, and of course keep talking to us and engaging with us at K24 TV. My name is Shiko Kaitani, and on behalf of the entire Breakfast Club, thanks for joining us. The Daily Brief is up next. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.